What's cracking? Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first CovrPrice Weekly Comic Shakers of 2021. I kind of led you guys astray by saying this is going to be the end of year retrospective, back looking at 2020. But I got an email from my boy Matt, and he was like saying there's 110 books on the look back at 2020. So, boys and girls, we're going to save that for another time.
It's a whole other show.
If JB can join, Otto's going to join, Matt and John from CovrPrice are going to join. So we're going to have a big ass show on Sunday where we're going to go over the biggest 110 books of 2020. The end of year 2020 Shakers list dropping this Sunday. It's just such a big ass show. We couldn't even put it on here. It would break the internet in half. I swear to God it would. So, hey, shout out to everybody in the live chat, tailgating. So, before we get things started, man, get you guys a little bit of music to get you in the mood and the kind of the unofficial Lord's theme song.
If you're happy and you know it, clap 2 times. If you're happy and you know it, clap 2 times. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, are you happy? Hell yeah! What's your
flipping the phone, the microphone, leaving the broken, the ripping tongue, I wrap it around your throat and leave it choking. I'm able to ride the world for 100 miles, a style a mile a minute. I never flex the muscle, but I flex the microphone like I was on the sports lyric. I like the crowd like the lantern, and rap around the world like the rings around Saturn. Bet you never hear the same rhyme pattern twice. I got more spice than occasion, quakes mixed tighter than the eyes on the Asian. I don't exaggerate, damn, I'm great. Some call me Steve, cause I'm so young. I can hide in my rhyme, but I can carry the weight, whether a pound or a ton. Fuck that black, rolling over brakes like skate. I'm down with ACP, 2 special catered cornflake. I DOG, any sucker tryna gas me. The KACG, simply considered crafty. With more fat jokes than Red Fox wrote. You showboat, you couldn't warm it up with hot cocoa and a house coat. We get it swinging like the Red Sox with dreadlocks. I throw on my boots and kiss you tighter than a headlock. Hard like a cock and drop a shit just like a buttocks. I got you constipated, so here's where the shit stop. You jock my dick like a chick and play the kink game. Can't be fly if you can't fly a plane. You can't be a captain if your name ain't Kurt. You can't swing a twimbie if your mic don't work. You can't be rapping hip hop if the shit you're rapping's who?
Can't touch it!
Yeah, whoever said that, fuck you.
Yeah, man. That had to wake me up, man. That had to wake me up.
What's
The
with
unofficial Lord's theme song right there. We have the official one, and that's the remix of it because I love it at the end where it goes, if you can't play it can't be a captain if your name ain't Kirk, and then it's whoever can't touch this as fuck you. I'm going to remix that. I'm going to add in YouTube channel names. Just kidding. 2021, we will remain above the fray, as they say. But shout out to everybody in the live chat. I'm gonna try to stick with you here, man. I may pass out, man. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so the homies are gonna bring the weather. They're gonna bring the energy. Speaking of bringing the energy, my over hyphenated buddy JB, say what's up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us tonight on the Movers and Shakers list. This is the one to be at. I'll tell you what, I just actually went over this list again, and you're going to be blown away, man. Wait till you get to this one. Otto, tell us about it. What you got?
Oh, this Mover and Shaker list, this is a good one, JB. We're going to shake it all down to Shakersville with all this stuff, man. We got a lot of stuff going on here.
Huh?
That's right. But listen to this. How about one of those books, man? And one of these books, if you guys think that we only just talk about modern books and stuff like that, wait till you find out how deep we go back with one of these books.
We're going.
Yeah, we go through Golden Age, Bronze, Copper, and Modern on this list. So
this list has it all.
Somebody asked Star Wars books in here, and my answer was the over under is 2.5. So once again, this show is sponsored by.
Put it in right now, everybody. What's the over under? 2.5.
Over under 2.5. This show is sponsored by our friends at CovrPrice.com. Matt and John will both be joining us for the Sunday show, where we're going to go over 110 of the biggest shakers from the year 2020. We all know 2020 was a crazy year, so this show is going to be bonkers as we look at all the record prices and sales that hit 2020. I mean, I don't know if it was just people buying more online because they were stuck at home or no cons, all that stuff. So I think it's a little combination of both, man. People who had money to spend but didn't have like Comic Cons to go to. Remember, comic shops were shut down for a long time. And then when they did come out, people went out with a vengeance and went back to their LCS. So it was good to see, but too bad we lost some LCSs. So also our friends over at KRSComics.com, go use discount code of LOTLB to get 15% any of your KRS Comics exclusives. Also, shout out to our friends at Rocket Comics. Tell them the Lord sent you, get 20% off your first pressing order, be it $1 or $100. You can save yourself a lot of coinage. And me and Otto are both rocking the Lord sweatshirts that you can get over our friends at the Geeky Swag Shop. Go to Geeky Swag Shop, use discount code of LOTLB to get 10% off. And it'll help. I actually realize I have 4 hoodies in my closet still, black ones that are pullovers that I will sell or give away. Probably,
size large right here, size large. You hook a brother up, man.
Right.
You need to hook a brother
Send
up.
your address, JB.
Large,
you
man.
got it, man. Since
All
you're part
right,
of the Lord show.
Come on.
I think I have a large, extra large, and
are they in stock? Because the graphic up said that they were sold.
That's an
out.
old graphic. Yeah,
people,
they're
are available to be purchased right now. There's a link in the description. Take a look at the description. There's a link in there. Get on that. And there is not sold out. Get your hoodie.
Yeah, you got shirts too, but the hoodies right now, since it's freaking cold everywhere, even here. Shout out to everybody, man. There's 76. I would call you guys all out by name, but it takes way too long to do that. So
it does take a while.
Let's get right to it, man. So this is unlike the cover price top 10, where it's a number of units sold. This is actually books that are biggest price movers of the week.
Price movers.
Yeah, and at the end of the show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over. Hold on, let me. I had something here. I was going to read it.
What do you got?
Hold
Shout
on.
out the chat, by the way.
Yeah, why don't you guys say a shout out to everybody in the live chat while I...
JLS holding down that ranch. Sith Lordy doing his thing out there, man. We really appreciate you guys taking care of the chat for us and welcoming all the viewers to the chat.
Who else we got? We got Moonbase Alpha, Keith Newman. We got Johnny Boy in the house. Who else? Something Wong. Joey does comics. He was just on. Shout out to Joey. Doc J, 1-2 Comic Talk, T Ravis in the house. A lot of people here tonight, man. Thank you very much for hanging out with
crowd.
us.
Kaya B,
Night,
Candacious, Jay Saints Custom Art. Great crowd tonight. Copy 801. Thanks for stopping in.
All right, boys and girls. Sorry about that. I am under the weather, so my co-pilot's gonna have to steer this ship through the atmosphere. So we're gonna get you through the multiverse in one, hopefully in one shape, or something like that. Shout out to my man Jay Salsa, who created this dope graffiti piece. Man, can't really appreciate anytime community does things for each other, but that is a dope old school graffiti piece right there. All right, so this clip comes from our friends at CovrPrice, focusing on the new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily shakers list. This list changes several times a day, so make sure to check it out every day and review some of the hottest trending books on the market. JB just got his full membership. He can tell you there's tons. You want to go down that rabbit hole, you can spend hours on that list.
Goodness.
And as later on, after we do this, we're going to go through and see what changed today, because, with this list, some of these books, we captured the data on that day, but then it changes on a daily basis because books are being sold on a daily basis. And right now, sales are crazy. So let's get right to it, boys and girls. Who's odd?
I am odd today.
All right, you are odd. All right, so let's get right to it, boys and girls. All right, JB, what is the first one on the list?
Man.
Look at
Are
this.
you guys ready? Take a look at this one. I've never seen this before. You guys ready? All right, number 1 on the list, we've got All-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder, number 8. Originally published in 2007 from DC Comics. This is the Neil Adams. They call it RRP. Let me explain what that is. So, what do you get when you combine Batman, Joker, Neil Adams, and a limited availability promotional comic? Well, the answer is a highly desirable collectible that any Neil Adams Batman Joker fan would love to own. Well, this promotional giveaway variant of Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder number 8, was given to attendees of the 2008 DC Retailer Roundtable Program meeting, RRP. So RRP variants commonly go for decent money because these meetings are limited to under 100 select retailers, and the print runs seem to be sized accordingly. This RRP variant is no exception, with only around 130 copies showing on the CGC census. We've only recorded one raw sale in CovrPrice database, and there are rarely multiple copies, if any, available for sale on eBay. After over 2 years of no CGC 9.8 sales, a copy just sold for an all-time high of $599. That's more than a 50% premium over the last sale in this grade. Now, don't have $600 for this beauty or $200 for the raw copy, but still like the Neil Adams cover art? There's a 1 in 10 black and white variant with the same cover art that can be had for notably less. Check the CovrPrice page for the black and white variant to see the going rate. One note of caution, eBay asking prices are way over market right now for the black and white variant, but you should be able to hunt down one more reasonably priced copy at your LCS or your favorite online retailer. Bam, what do you think of that one?
Right,
I
so
mean,
that's
at first glance, you don't see it, but then you
Yeah, me
notice
too.
it's Batman's face and the Joker's face.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
over
is
each
freaky.
other.
So, since you're saying, I'll just do it here since we have it up, and we'll try to do this interactively as the show goes on.
What do you got?
Hold on.
What do you got?
Well, I'm gonna share it so we can, show the the black and white variant. Is it? Oh, I got to take this off the screen first. So that's the
is.
black and white variant that they were talking about, and this is on the CovrPrice website, as you can tell. And so this one significantly less, $14.99, last recorded November. So there you go. 9.8's average is about 4.7. The highest known on a 9.8 is $49. So that can be gotten, but I mean that color one is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, at first glance, you don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, but then you can't stop looking at the Batman. The Batman stands out the
Yeah,
most.
once you
Yeah,
see the
once
Batman
you
in
see the
face,
Batman cowl, at
Yeah.
first it just looks like, hey, why are these
Why are the
weird
horns like that?
horns? And then you're like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Yep.
Some of Neil Adams' better stuff, man. So shout out to the blue shirted one himself. So the first one on this, All-Star Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder, issue number 8, Neil Adams, the RRP giveaway. So it was a free issue. All right. Next up on the list, Otto, what do we got?
All right, so we're going to get back to Invincible. Not Invincible number 1, but Invincible number 5, you guys. We all know that Invincible has been on the rise, and other early issues in this series are drafting. I played a lot of Mario Kart over break, you guys, so that's where I'm getting the drafting from. So behind this issue. The issue features the first appearance of Alan the Alien, who will be voiced by Seth Rogen. There's even some early speculation that Alan will be most likely one of the fan favorite characters of this series. So even though the show hasn't started yet, raw prices have jumped this week to $155 for the raw and a new high for this Invincible number 5 at a 9.8 of $600. So trippy cover, Invincible. We've talked about 1. We haven't talked about 5, and here it is. So
There are some keys in the Invincible run, like there's that team that's supposed to be in the show as well. So as more and more of the news comes out about who's going to be in the show, I mean, there's gold in them their heels as far as Invincible spec. Invincible number 1 has always been a bit pricey. As soon as the show is announced, though, and especially what after Amazon Prime did with The Boys, expect the same thing with Invincible. I mean, for those who don't know what Invincible is and you think it's kind of like this kiddie comic, man, it is not. It is pretty darn violent. So I can expect maybe not the same level, but definitely, it's not the Marvel fare you used to on Disney Plus, right? This is going to be right here pushing PG-13, maybe a little bit R. I mean, because it's pretty violent, the Invincible run. I mean, one of the probably greatest superhero indie comics. I don't really put Spawn as a superhero comic, but Invincible is truly a superhero comic and world building comic. I mean, it spans a ton of issues, has a lot of characters, its own little contained universe. So hopefully, if it's successful, expect spinoffs, and you know what that means. You guys are going to go crazy as you've done with Star Wars. So Invincible, number 5 from July 23rd. Hey, day before my birthday. I was born in 2003. No, I meant actually July 20. All right. Next up on the list, what do we got, JB?
All All right, now before we get to this one, I just want to mention, if you're watching live, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. And if you're watching on the rewind and you're not already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's dropping great content twice a week. And let's get to number 3 on the list with Invincible Iron Man #1, originally published in 2016 from Marvel Comics. Now, we noticed that the variants for the first issue of the regular Riri Ironheart series have really skyrocketed this week. The Jeff DeCal 1 in 25 hit a new high of $440 for a CGC 9.8. The John Tyler Christopher action figure variant hit new raw highs of $130 this week. Check that one out. The action figure variant. That's cool, man.
Yeah, most people think these action figure variants are just throwaways because, they were just a gimmicky thing. But this one, features Riri and her beautiful fro right there.
Yep.
There it is. All right. And
wait. How do you say it, Otto? How do you say it?
I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it.
Come on, say it.
Say it, Riri.
Riri.
He did it. All right.
You got
it's only
it.
because JP said it first. If I would have said it first, I would have been like, rah, rah,
Riri.
Yeah. Mush mouth.
All right. Ready? And now, the very hard to find Amalgam Comics exclusive sold for a massive $550. Ready? Raw.
Oh, my God.
This is up from the only previous sale of $20 back in March. This cover by Elizabeth Torque features Riri having coffee with Amalgam Comics and Coffee Philadelphia owner Ariel Johnson. We called Amalgam, and yeah, they don't have any more copies. They're long gone and sold out pretty quickly. Now, while the print run is unknown, Marvel usually has a high incentive requirement. Will coffee shop covers be the new hot thing in 2021? Probably not. But this is still a fun cover and a pretty fun story behind it.
Imagine that. I mean, owning a coffee shop and selling comics at the same time. You know what? Because if you think about, you kids probably don't even know what these are, but there used to be places called bookstores where people would go in and smoke their pipes, and they would not weed, just old tobacco, which are professors, and they would read books and they would drink coffee. Now you think of Starbucks and people on their laptops but back in the day it was getting a coffee, going to a bookstore. There were these giant stores, kids, that sold books. There were smaller stores that sold books that were bound in rich mahogany, leather-bound books like Ron Burgundy would have in his library. But Invincible Iron Man #1, the Amalgam Comics exclusive coffee shop variant. That's pretty amazing, man. If you pony up enough cash, you can get your own variant. Just saying that out there. If you pony up, and it's they don't care who you are. If you have the cash, they'll do it. I actually know what the dollar amount is because my buddy who runs KRS Comics told me, because I was like, hey man, I'm gonna get a Lord's variant, and he goes like, hey, this is how much it is. I go, no thanks.
Never mind.
No, because they only deal with like Marvel and DC. I don't want my variant on some indie comic, but we may just get our wish. I don't know what I'm talking about. So maybe 2021. Our variant is not even going to be really a variant because we're actually in the comic itself.
Yeah.
So there, I'll just tease that. Hopefully 2021, you'll see it. So it'd be very cool. All right. So Invincible Iron Man #1, the Amalgam Comics from November 2016. I have never seen this. So kudos to you guys who know about this, man. If you have this,
it's crazy.
You punch a notch on that 2021 bingo card if you have this on your list. Another one that's already on everybody's bingo list. What is it, Otto?
Yes, so this is it. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur #1. We've been talking about this book for a long time too here on The Lord. So shame on you if you don't have it. But we're going to talk about the hip hop variant because hip hop variants are hot and they always seem
you have to pronounce that name good.
Shut up. Here we go. So this summer, Disney announced that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur were coming back to the network in an animated series, right? We talked about this, produced by Lawrence Fishburne. This week, we observed record sales of the 2016 series #1's trend on CovrPrice. In particular, we noticed a record raw sale on 12/29 of $99 and a 9/8 for $250 on 12/24. It's worth noting, though, that the huge jump in sales for the Vergy.
Why not?
Vereggi. I'll go with Vereggi.
I was gonna, man. At one point I was half asleep, but go, oh, the reggae hip hop variant. All right, I'm down. I'm a little
I'll go
dyslexic.
with the Vereggi, even though there's no idea. Okay, the hip hop variant. It really picked up in price recently. It is currently selling for $50 raw, and at a new high sale of $424.99 for a CGC 9.8. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur did appear in Jason Aaron's Avengers Enter the Phoenix story arc this week, along with a cast of competitors like Howard the Duck, Swamp Thing, and the Orb on the last page of Avengers 40. Will Moon Girl become the new Phoenix? Who knows? Will the animated show be awesome? I don't know. Whatever comes of it, we're looking forward to the most dynamic of the duos. And who doesn't love dinosaurs, right?
Right?
You know, for 2020, I would say, man, an animated show on a kids show, you know, people aren't going to really. But you know what? 2020 has thrown all the collecting rules, if there's such a thing, out the book or out the window. They do the book out the window. They broke the window and then they burned the house down. That's what 2020 was, literally. For all you hip hop heads in the live chat, what is that an album homage to? I'm trying to see, because I had like 125 of these. I sold most of them, but I had a feeling I did hold on to this one, so I still have this one. I'm glad I kept it. But there was a time where, especially, I think what really set off the hip hop variants was the ultimate, the Miles Morales Nas variant, right? Yeah. That one really set in the motion. And I told people to be careful. I told you, not all of them are going to be cool, right? I mean, you know, there's some are bigger than others. Johnny Boy says it's DMX or the Fugees, because, you know, a lot of these albums, they came out, I was like, I recognize that. But then, you know, when you do 150 of these things, they started doing a lot of new hip hop artists too. And I was like, you know, if they do a Tekashi 6ix9ine or Lil Yachty or Lil Mumble or Little Stumble, one of these dumbasses, I'm not getting it. But this one, I have mine, and I was like, man, is this slabbable? Because, man, this all black cover. I'm telling you. All you people sending in your ASM 55s, man, just be ready for, you know, some disappointment. It's going to be hard. Yeah. Speaking of which, second print is the red cover on it. It looks dope. I'm going to get one. Have you guys seen it?
I have not.
No, I thought they were going to go white on the second print. They're not going to white?
No, that's another one. So the red, it's the black, the second print on that ASM 55 is, instead of the Spider-Man web in all white, it's in all red.
Okay.
That's pretty nice.
Okay.
So you know how it is. So
dope.
So apparently nobody knows what this cover. Nobody knows. I'm amazed. There's a lot of young cats down with the hip hop. My man Joshua, look it up, man. Does anybody know? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, like Rudy says, man, buy that 55.
There it is.
Slabbed
Sequential Geek. Sequential Geek.
Got it. Cover art is inspired by "Summertime" by Vince Staples. The fuck is Vince Staples? Sounds like a country singer, but hey, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, man. Good.
Got it.
All right, let me highlight this to show the cool new graphics on
that's
StreamYard.
Cool.
Cover art inspired by "Summertime" by Vince Staples. So by
Summertime homage. Yeah, it's coming in now. You didn't give it time.
That makes some sense. But Jeffrey Reg. All right, man. So you know what? That's just sign of times. I'm getting old. So as you know, I don't listen to the new stuff, boys and girls. I listen to the old stuff. Yep, I'm that guy. Get off my lawn with your new stuff. I'm just down with the old school. That's just the way we roll, man. So, all right. So, Moon Girl.
Look at you with the segue into old school.
Yeah, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur issue number 1, the Reggae hip hop variant, dropping on November 2015. All right. This is the Golden Age book we're talking about. What is it?
Well, yeah, you're talking old school, and, you know, we're talking about how diverse this list is. Coming in at number 5 on the list, we've got Police Comics, number 1, originally published in 1941 from Quality Comics. Now, this is one of the more important Golden Age comics, as it has multiple first appearances, including well-known characters such as Plastic Man, Phantom Lady, and lesser-known characters like Firebrand and Human Bomb. This is the type of book that is most commonly seen encapsulated within a CGC case. But in spite of being around for almost 80 years, there's only 58 copies on the CGC census. Jesus. That's why when we at CovrPrice sat up and took notice when a raw copy hit our Shakers list this week. Now, most raw copies of this book are actually reprints or full-blown unsanctioned reproductions. This is only the second raw sale we've recorded, it's approximately a 1.8 copy that went for, you ready? $4,325.75. Now, we've seen that price on a 2.5 to 3.0 copies, but when a book like this comes up for auction and you really want it, man, you do what it takes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So it was a
1.8.
it was a raw good copy. Fair to good,
Good
I would say,
copy,
is
yeah.
right. Fair to good is 1.8. It's not even VG
1.8.
is like 3.5, 4.5. So this is like fair or to good and a one. But so that goes back to our question about. I remember yesterday on the last show we were talking about. What do you consider slab worthy? Although this is only a 1.8, the scarcity and the rarity of it, and also another thing I didn't bring up back then when we were talking about this on Tuesday was when to slab a book is. Also, something this old, it's good to encapsulate it to protect it from. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just to make sure it doesn't get messed up by something. But there you go for those who really like Plastic Man. Jeez, that dude really shot his career. in the
That's
foot,
crazy,
didn't he,
man.
So shout out to the guy who played Plastic Man on Hero. All right, so I had no idea this was even the first appearance of. Plastic Man. So this is not even DC. This is Quality Comics before DC bought them out. So there you go. Police Comics from Quality Comics from May 14th, 1941. Holy cow. So, yeah, so this is like 4 months after Pearl Harbor. So this is full-on anti-Japanese, anti-Nazi sentiment. Where there's nothing wrong with that, but that's pretty trippy, man. So there you go. All right, Otto. What do we got next on the list? Here we go. We jumped from 1941 all the way up to
2019, and the hottest book by Boom Studios right now. Something is Killing the Children, -- but get ready for this, guys. We're going to the 6th print. That's right, 6th print. This series is so hot. It's so hot. Very few series hit so many printings, let alone command $100 plus prices for almost every cover. This 6th print is no exception. It's currently selling for $165 for a raw copy of a 6th print. Good God, It's on fire. You can't stop it. Something is Killing the Children. Boom Studios. Bang. That's it. Drop the mic.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I mean, how many more printings will it get? And then,
I don't know.
More than
good
the Killing Joke, right? Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but people are paying for it. I mean, this in the past, people really never valued reprints over first printings, but now they think the obviously the other printings have more of a scarcity. I would say prior to 2020, the only variants really people that sought out second and third prints were variants and had featured different covers. Right? And like the book that really sticks out to me besides the old stuff we're talking about, like obviously the Tick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what you were just saying, Otto. But to me, in modern times was the Edge of Spider-Verse #2, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, and how many printings that went through. That was why the modern reprinting boom, I think, happened with that book because it was so hot. And then now it's all the time. And Marvel does this thing where they just take the inside art and they put it on the cover like they're going to do with Daredevil 25. So, and at least this is a different cover. So people are like, man, you see the cover art on that reprint? I'm like, yeah, I read the issue, boy. All right. So something is Killing the Children. Yeah. Issue #1, 6th print coming out September 4th. Look, so it's not that it's a 6th print that just came out. It's a 6th print that has been out since September 2019, which is interesting, right? It just goes that people are now going back and looking to reprints because now we know reprints come out, people are snatching them up, but now people are like applying that same logic to new stuff and going back to books that came out in 2019, which is kind of crazy, but so like I said, there's gold in them there hills. All right, what's next up on the list, guys?
All right. Well, if you were betting the Star Wars, man, you were waiting for something to come up. And here's our first one.
Your first book.
At #7, we've got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, issue number 42, originally published in 2009 from Dark Horse Comics. Now, this issue features the origin of Darth Revan and the first full appearance of Darth Malak. Now, while this has been hot for a few months now, this week's new high sale of $700 for a 9.8 officially turns this book into a scorcher, along with every other Star Wars book out there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and like we said, the High Republic hype is real. People are reading books for the first time in centuries. The novels came out, and
I have a children's book here that I'm reading with my daughter tonight. I mean, it's real, folks.
Yeah, it's real. So it should get you excited. And this is only phase one of the new Star Wars stuff that's coming out. That the first one is going to tell these first stories. I read somewhere the naming of the three different levels of it: phase one, phase two, phase three. So this is basically phase one, the introduction of the High Republic and all the characters. So, what even further fueled this, and this is the Lord's channel, so we'd like to talk about news and spec on here every now and then. Is The Wire reported that I believe the writer of Loki has been attached to Kevin Feige's Star Wars film.
Star Wars, absolutely.
We reported on this channel back in 2019 that we heard Kevin Feige was going to get a Star Wars franchise, because that's how, believe it or not, he's a bigger fan of Star Wars than he is of the Marvel Comics, and we know he's a big fan of the Marvel Comics. At one point we heard they wanted him to head up the new Star Wars direction, but I think what Favreau and Filoni, and yes, you have to give Kathleen Kennedy credit because she was the one to put these people together. Whoever hates her for doing what she did, but she did it right with this new stuff. So I have a feeling Kevin Feige probably has a little bit too much on his plate, but he would love to produce one Star Wars film, or at least a Star Wars trilogy. I mean, if he were to produce like the next main trilogy of films, that would be incredible, I think. You know what I mean? But man, somebody clone this man. We cannot lose him to COVID. I don't even want to say anything. I don't want anyone to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it.
Put that out in the world.
We need to create an AI and just download his brain to that whatever AI unit right now for Kevin Feige, because he's got plans that will probably outlast all of us. So there you go. So there you go. Knights of the Old Republic, issue number 42 from Dark Horse, back in June 17, 2019, man. My LCS has long boxes and long boxes of these Star Wars books from Dark Horse. I don't know what the keys are, to be honest with you. I'm just looking at them. I'm like, but people think
JLS said he just bought this book for $1. They're out there, folks. They're in those boxes still.
Yeah.
I don't know if Darth Malik is coming. I don't know if Darth Revan is coming. So here's
you with Darth, just get it. Darth Otto.
Here's the disclaimer for you guys that there was. Maybe they're getting him because they think that whole thing about Marvel, when Disney bought Lucas and they put everything as canon, as Legends. And this is considered Legends, right? It's not part of what that Disney considers canon, which would be everything coming up. Now, Filoni has dipped a little bit in that world to make his own stuff, but we'll see how far they go with that. They think the High Republic stuff. There was talks of a Knights of the Old Republic film that was coming out, so people are snatching this up. There may be new characters, old characters, but you never know. But this Star Wars hype has never been this big before. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, and all it took was the Mandalorian to set it off, man. So that's pretty cool. So. All right.
By the way, Tito, go back to your LCS and just buy the whole damn box, will you?
Yeah.
No, there's like 8 long boxes. If anybody's been to Comics, Twos, and Toys, there's a ton of Star Wars books there. After my man Sith Lordy pillaged all the Star Wars #2 out of there.
Sith Lordy's already been there. Never mind. It's been
if you look at the Big To Do's Instagram page, he owns Comics, Tunes, and Toys. He showed a video where he bought a collection that had like 100 copies of Star Wars #5, which is the first
all the
appearance
wedges.
All the wedgies. He's got all the wedgies. Yeah, all the wedges. A long box full of Star Wars #5 of first appearance of Wedge Antilles. So there you go.
God, it was unbelievable.
I should have bought him.
Well, what are you gonna do with them all? What are you gonna do with them all? Just sit out there. You can't buy everything, All
right. Next up on the list is something that was we got a twofer, man. This book showed up on our Cover Price Top 10, and it showed up on the Shakers list.
So the book must be pretty hot. So it's Ultimate Marvel Team Up #5 from 2001. When the Ultimate Universe modeled their Nick Fury after Samuel L. Jackson, it just worked, right? We all know it. It just worked. Hasselhoff didn't work. Samuel L. Jackson did. Right? So when it came to casting Nick Fury for the MCU, it was only one obvious choice. What is surprising, though, is how long it took for the first appearance of the Ultimate Nick Fury to trend, selling with a new high of $400 for a CGC 9.8. Keep in mind, Samuel L. Jackson's likeliness wasn't used until the Ultimates #2. So there you have it, folks. But go ahead, find this book. Do you? I gotta go look for it. I bet I could find
Well,
it.
no, I don't have this one. I have the Ultimates run.
too.
Yeah,
right.
I have the
have
Ultimates run.
The Ultimate runs was great. I wasn't collecting
Yeah.
it at the time when that was out, but I was buying it because I thought that was so great. So something new, cool stuff. Right
So
there.
that's interesting. I mean, because obviously this is coming because of the Secret Invasion show. So now, I mean, but before nobody cared. It's just, I'm telling you, it's 2020. It's 2021. Yeah, I mean, because, when Nick Fury showed up on Iron Man, the end of Iron Man, or that was the first time he showed up? The end of Iron Man #1?
Yes, I believe
Right?
so.
Yeah, was it a post-credit scene?
Yeah, it was a post-credit scene, and nobody
Yeah.
really cared about that Ultimates. I mean, nobody cared about the Ultimates at all. But now, forget about it. The Ultimates world, people are picking apart, looking at all the different first appearances, and we've always told you that the MCU bases their characters mostly on the Ultimates versions because they're more grounded characters. You know what? I wish the Ultimate, for those who've read the Ultimates, I wish they would have done that with the Hawkeye, because Ultimate's Hawkeye is a badass. He's more like Bullseye, where he can turn anything into a weapon. That's the Ultimate's version of Hawkeye. So, all right. So Marvel Team Up, issue #5, first appearance of the Ultimate Nick Fury. This is your 2 for the week, where it shows up on both the CovrPrice Top 10 and the Shakers list. So gotta be hot, right? All right.
Gotta be hot.
Next up, what do we got, JB?
All right, coming in at number 9, we've got Web of Spider-Man issue number 118, the direct edition. Originally published in 1994 from Marvel Comics. Now, while the comic aftermarket world focuses on Star Wars, some collectors are buying into all the various Spider personas. As we head into Spider-Verse number 2, the MCU movies with Multiverse, Doctor Strange 2, and Spider-Man 3, we're about to see some new Spider-Men and women hit the big and small screen. Now, aside from Miles, $20.99 is the clear alternate Spidey focus for Spider-Verse, right? I don't know. Collectors recently began investing in this first appearance of Scarlet Spider. Will it be a while before we see Ben Reilly? Yeah, probably. However, this week, this book hit a new high sale of $380 for a CGC 9.8. Either way, this book is on its way up.
So this is a clone, right? Or is Ben Reilly a clone? Is he one of the clones?
Ben Reilly is a clone.
Yeah, so this is like the only remnant of the Clone Saga, which was widely panned when Marvel came out with the whole convoluted clone storyline, to the point where they had to kind of wipe it off. I think Mephisto did that, or somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they kind of redid them all. And if you think Spider-Man is just about Spider-Man, they really built the mythos of Spider-Man to where the web is kind of this interconnected thing that connects all the Spider-Mans from all the different multiverses into this kind of, I forgot what the web is called. And they have different things, and Madam Web kind of oversees it, and there's some other characters. It's really cool how they really built this out. I mean, if I was Sony, I would do for my own films.
Sure,
I would do that kind of weird multiversity of stuff. Because Marvel will pick and choose what they want to use. Is there room for Ben Reilly? In the Marvel, no. There's room for Tom Holland, though. There's room for Miles Morales. There's room, but going forward, I don't know where that is. But I see this on my. I think I have this because it's one of those books that it was like always been like a $10, $15 wall book, right? It's just up there on the wall, and if you see it, it's on sale. I'll grab it. Why not?
Sure,
Right?
right.
So, cookie, or you probably have it. Since this is back in the day. What's interesting is the color scheme of this one and that one is kind of 2001, and so if there was a newsstand of this, forget about it, because newsstands in 1994 were pretty rare, so you could find that. But there you go. Web of Spider-Man issue number 118, the direct edition, the first appearance of our boy Ben Reilly, this little spider clone, Scarlet Spider. The only Spider-Man to wear a sleeveless hoodie, but I would like to say he's the Bill Belichick of Spider-Mans is what he is. So there we go. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. The last one on our list is this one is way out there.
Bunch
this
of
one,
bingo card on this one.
oh yeah.
All right, so it's X-Men number 11, you guys. This is the Pressman variant from Marvel from 1992, right? So not even a key, but it's the Pressman variant. In 1993, several of Pressman's boards games came out with actual comic or coupon voucher to receive a copy in the mail. This issue of X-Men number 11 was included in the board game, the Uncanny X-Men Alert adventure game, which will run you anywhere from 75 to 150 bucks sealed on eBay. For years, I'm going to go look for this right after this. But anyway, for years, I should have, that's funny. For years, only diehard collectors sought these out. Due to this, though, prices have already been fairly low. However, 2020 explored all the other outer reaches of comic book collecting, which
I say the outer rim jobs.
Yeah, that's right. Which helped drive this silver beauty to its new high of $650 for a CGC 9.8.
Wow.
So
what's interesting to me, this was like one of those weird game variants, but it has a price on it. Because normally they're not for resale, right? And normally you won't see a price on it. So what's odd is I think the difference in this one is this, and Marvel did this as well. It was the first appearance of Silver Sable, where the second printing was just a silver background cover, and that's what this one is. If you look at the main cover, this is when variants in the 90s, 1992. I have from the first X-Men variants that came out, and I posted on my Instagram before, where what I considered a variant was an actual, where there was another comic that came out the same day that had a different piece of art on the cover. Whereas prior to that, the variants or second printings or third printings, they just put a different color, right? Like, obviously the Silver Sable comes to mind. There's some other ones. Silver Surfer 50, where it's just different colors for the different printings, and they considered those variants. It wasn't until a couple of years later, where the first variants came out, and I have both of them in the X-Men and the Uncanny X-Men run, and it took me major research and digging to go manually through databases to find out, oh, this is a variant, because I have those first variants go. But it's funny is nobody cares about what was ever the first variant to come out. It basically was a cover A and a cover B. This was before ratios. So there, I don't know how high the thing, but this one I have never seen before. Never even heard of a Pressman game variant, but
this game is killer. Not to interrupt you, Tim. It comes with like figures. It comes with like all these action figures.
Is it a role-playing game or
no?
What
it's a board game, but there's mini figures that are attached to it. So there's like 18 figures that are your icons. Like in Monopoly, you'd have your little shoe or whatever. But there's all these different versions of it, and then there's ones that are open. This is really, really cool. Okay, I know what I'm doing right after this. Anyway.
Yeah, he's probably doing it right now. So yeah,
right. All day. You had the list all day, and now you're
now I'm gonna do it right. Yeah.
So let's go and take a look at CovrPrice, and let's see what are some of today's daily shakers. You can sign up for $6.99 a month, boys and girls. $6.99. You too can get a subscription to CovrPrice and get all this information that we're giving you now, and even more. So as we just log into here, you'll see interesting articles of
TiVo. You can spend hours in here. You got to make sure you give that warning. When you actually get the full access to this site, and you
my
get
collection went up by $1,000. All right.
And when you get into the data, you'll spend hours in here and you get lost in the data. It's nuts.
Yeah, you can add things to your collection when you have the full subscription. So right now, I've only added 1,090 books to my collection. Let me get out of there before somebody tries to rob me. And if you just click on the main CovrPrice screen, you can get back to it. There's articles like we're going to get to this, and I'm just going to give you. It's 110 books, and this is what we're going to be talking about as I scroll through.
Now, not all 110 books. We're gonna pare that down a little bit, right?
Oh no, we're talking about all 110 of them. So when Matt is working the list,
what do we have on it? Like a marathon?
So here's the weekly top 10 that we did last week. These are the weekly movers. So these are the highest units sold already. Star Wars: The High Republic, 37 units, and it came out yesterday. So this is on the aftermarket. So obviously, I got this one. Nice. So if I click on this, get some sales date on it. Nice. Let me see what this one. All right. $24 for a raw copy. I got this bad boy. This is the 1 in 10. So you can tell raw copy sold today for $24.
Ooh. I got the 1 in 10.
Yeah. The 1 in 25 is the one I missed out on. Damn it.
I got that one.
Is this the 1 in 25? Yeah. Damn, I missed out on it. Let's look at the 1 in 25. No, this isn't it. Let me go back. Holy cow, there's a ton of them.
No,
so if you ever, I got this one as well.
I got the Yoda one, yeah.
Where is this the 1 in 25?
No, it's that one. It's to the right of Yoda. No, it's to the right of Yoda.
This one?
That one.
So this is the one in 25. This is the one that everybody wants.
Got it.
Wow. Dope.
Sending it in.
Look at all those. Yeah, it's hot right now. It's good stuff, man. Let's hope it stays.
It
up.
is, man.
What I mean?
I'm telling you, I've got the children's book. We're all in. I'm waiting for Light of the Jedi to show up here.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, that was weird. My mic got disconnected, but good Lord, how did somebody get a 9.8 already? It's got to be a pre-order, right? It's got to be a pre-sale.
Got to be pre-orders, yeah.
$67 for raw. So the print run I saw on this is 200,000. So before you guys think that is a large print run, I went over to another great resource, and we're dropping. This is for collectors, man. You guys should have this knowledge. If you want to know what a print run is, go to Comic-Con and look it up. So I looked at the top 10 biggest selling books of 2019. The highest print run was 500,000. At 200,000, it would have barely cracked the top 10. It would have came in on like number 9. So if you think 200,000 is a high print run, believe it or not, 2019 there was books that had higher print runs. Right off the top of my head is Tech 1000 had a huge print run. Remember how many variants and stuff I just
wasn't Last Ronin just 300,000?
No, was it? I don't think they could do it that high.
I think
but
I thought the Last Ronin number 1 was originally 300.
Yeah. So what's cool is also what's the new releases of the week. It just shows you what comes out, not really sales data. But let's look at what this show's about. And this is the Daily Shakers and what's new on the Daily Shakers list. Look at that, amazing. Somebody bought themselves a 1.8 of ASM.
Yep.
Number 1.
Riddler, that's new.
5,500.
Ooh.
Oh, look at this. You don't see many of these. So this is Marvel Comics number 9. Wow.
Oh yeah, I don't see that very often.
Old Golden Age stuff. Raw copy sold for $17.50. Damn.
Better hope there's no resto on that or anything, man.
There's 2 slab sales.
Wow.
So somebody actually got a killer deal when they paid $6,000 back then, but that's for a raw copy. That's pretty amazing, man. Let's see what else. I got to talk about my boy Doctor Strange. Come on now.
Let's see it. Let's see him.
All right.
Let's see.
Rated 9.4, $15.95. I'll take that.
Do you have it? Is this one part of your collection?
Yeah, I have 2 of them, but I don't have anything graded that high. I have 2 of these 169s.
Oh, there it is. You own 2. I see it there in the corner there. You want to.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was thinking of doing a show where I entered because I got 30. I've got exactly 30 slabs. And I think a good show would be for me to enter them into the CovrPrice now that you guys have opened that up for me.
So once I click on it, it also shows all the Doctor Strange books I own.
Ooh. Look at you.
As you can tell, I have a lot of doubles, triples of Doctor Strange. And this is just this run. So Doctor Strange 169 up to like, what is it, 183?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So I'm a strange cat. You know what I'm saying? And I have, I'm fixing to slab a bunch of them. But, with Silver Age, it's always a bit costly. Maximum Carnage, we talked about that.
I am a lightweight, King of the Golden State. I am a lightweight.
Let's see here's something new on the list. Haven't seen this for a minute.
Ooh.
The precursor to all hip-hop variants. This is what was considered the first hip-hop variant. This is the Punisher Eminem variant cover. Look at that. January 6th, a 9.6 fold for $9
yesterday. That's how quickly this website is updated. This was yesterday's sale. It's on the list.
Let's look at this variant. Wow, the variant doesn't even sell for as much. Yeah, and you know what? I don't even like the variant. I don't need to see a picture of Eminem with a shirt off.
I know. I'll take that all day, though. That's pretty good.
That's dope. So that one's new. You rarely ever see that book come up on the market. For those at home, the website, coverprice.com, works just as well on your phone as it does on right now we're browsing through my computer. But if you just put it in your whatever browser, Chrome, that you're using on your phone, you launch it up, you don't need to have an app, and it works the same way. It looks the same, it acts the same, everything. Here's some interesting Werewolf by Night. That book's about to explode with the recent news that somebody teasing that they're going to be using the white costume.
Mm-hmm.
All these Batman covers are goofy.
Look
Hey,
at Cobra Kai.
Looks like we got in the chat. Last run in one was about 130,000 print run.
yeah,
Okay.
that's still pretty high for an indie publisher. This book continues to grow. So now we have this I don't even know what that says included, but CDC 9.8 bought yesterday for $5. It just goes to show you stuff that's not even, historically considered comic book material. If there's a comic book based on it and something becomes popular,
Yep.
I would just imagine like at the height of Game of Thrones popularity, because there's Game of Thrones comics, you know what I mean? But they never really got, like people are like, oh shit, I got the first appearance of Tyrion, you know what I mean? The comic books.
Yeah, there was never anything like that.
Yeah. Look at this. Let's take a look at this.
Twilight
Gold
Zone.
Key. Why, look at that little Rod
Gold
Sterling
Key
on the cover.
Comics. There you go.
A priceless old key unlocks a doorway to doom. So this is Twilight
That's
Zone.
cool, man.
Gold Key Comics. This is issue number 4. A 9.2 sold 2 days ago for $400. Nice.
You got one, slab it up, sell it.
That's amazing that they were able to get into such high grade. Because I'm gonna tell you something about these gold keys,
crazy.
man. Gold key comics are hard to find in high grade because they were just kids were reading the hell out of these, stuffing in their back pocket, as we're saying, moving along in the world. Here's another Star Wars book. That this one I've seen a lot, and I don't know. Live chat help me out with. Well, let's see what, because here it'll be noted in here if there's any
Should say
first
what the key
appearances.
is, right?
Yeah, it's not even considered a key book yet. So this is mainly because it's a second printing.
Print, yeah.
So a graded 9.8 sold on January 6th for $425. Let me get to a book that is considered a key, and then so you guys can kind of see. Here's a perfect example.
Grab that Star Wars with Boba Fett on the cover.
Oh,
Is that his first appearance, or is that?
No,
his
that's
origin?
origin.
That's
That's his
42.
origin.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
this
origin.
is here we go. So
There it
it's
is,
considered a key.
reintroduction.
I own it. No, I don't. Oh, son of a bitch. I got to add it. So it tells you it's a key. And if you see look here, the reintroduction of Boba Fett, allow me to reintroduce myself. Let me show you one where it's like a first appearance. Here, this one's obvious.
Yeah, that right there. That's got to
this
have
one's
it.
easy.
That's
So
the
this
layout.
Werewolf by Night number 32, this tells you this is the first appearance of Moon Knight.
And
Right
it's
there.
a key comic right there.
It's a key comic. And in your own collection, it'll tell you how many keys you have. Let's look at another one. Let's see. Is Eternals number 5? Let's see. I'm curious. I think there is some first appearances in there.
No,
But there
not
is. But it
5.
may
I think
not
it's
be
3, right?
3 is
Yeah,
Cersei.
Cersei. Yeah.
3
So if we look at
Cersei.
number 1,
That's
One.
good.
It should be-
shows I own 2 of them. They're both 9.6s though, unfortunately. But this is the first appearance of the Eternals. Raw copy sold for $80. So there you go. So,
Damn.
let's see if we can go and look if there's some. Here's your first appearance
That's
of Boba Fett.
There it
Boba Fett,
is.
Yeah.
There it is. And
First-
Yoda. See, why does
first-
it list that? I thought this was first appearance of Boba Fett and Yoda.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Yoda appears till Empire. Because I don't think so. Well, we'll see.
Where's Sith Lord Lee? Where is he? He's
No, no.
going to tell me.
Here's
Sith
this
Lord
one.
Lee.
Here
Give
you
me
go.
that.
This is a good
Give me
example.
this
This
too.
is Star Wars number 1 from 1977. First appearance of Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Leia Organa, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Darth Vader.
Yep.
Hell yes. I have a 9.6. Damn it. I sold my other 9.6 for $350. But
Oh.
good Lord. Let me show you the one to get.
And
It would be
Emperor.
this one. This, of course, is a key. And what this diamond shows that it's a rare issue if you have this, because this is the 35-cent price variant. And oh my God, a raw copy sold for $37.50, a 9.0 cent for 10 grand. This book is always outpriced the regular Star Wars cover because, as you can tell, 35-cent price range, or where the regular cover was 30. They did this in certain parts of the country where they,
That is
they wanted
unicorn.
to see where the pricing was going to be different. So, yeah, this is a major key. So, and it shows that little diamond. Let me see. Do I have any more of those diamonds? Damn it. No, I don't. So
that's
you get
cool. It'll tell you how many diamonds you got. I like
so
it.
as you add to your collection, it'll tell you, so I have 116 of the books I added are considered keys. 0 rare finds. I suck. I'm slacking this year. So Let's see what the hot comics are. You click on the number. These are what's hot right now, and these are what's hot that's in my collection.
Sell.
Look at the John Byrne
right?
X, and I never thought that John Byrne FF.
Right.
By mistake.
There you go. Godzilla
Which
is hot
one?
right now. I have that in 9.8.
I
That's
got
good
that
to know.
one.
This is the first time Shogun Warriors appeared in the Avengers.
Yep.
This is the only dude right here.
I don't even know who that is.
So if you look there, it says the market information. This is a hot comic. Comics that have significant increases in price value over the past 30 days. So there you go, man. So if you need your handheld, the app will tell you. Otto, I think you sold me this.
I definitely did. Yep. Yeah, I've got the whole run.
So here's what you can do. So
Three,
current raw
um,
values they
three.
put, at a certain price for they just figure it's going to be, near mint, VF near mint or whatever. You can put in your purchase price and it'll tell you what your potential profit is. Obviously, I haven't done that yet, but this comic has significant movement. So there's some other things you can do. Like I said, once you get down a rabbit hole, man, of adding your stuff, you can do that. First of all, some people it's going to take for hours, but I would also, I'm a big fan of this book, by the way. Oh, raw,
Yeah,
$60. All right.
Ooh, very nice.
So like I said, there's a way you can contact the guys over at CovrPrice and you can export I know because a lot of us have time vested in our, and I'll go back to a full screen to show our handsome faces there. If a lot of us have invested a lot of time and effort into our CLZ. Otto's on eBay right now looking for that book.
I really am.
I gotta buy that. God damn it.
So I don't know how, all the ones that I've looked at for the games, just so you guys know, I've done our research right here. A lot of them are loose. None of them say that the comic book is with it. So the sealed one must be on the bottom of the box. I don't know how the thing would not get dinged up after all these years. So who knows? But
crazy.
Well, now the more that people find out about it, they're going to be like, if you see the game being sold saying with the comic, that guy knows, you know what I mean? Exactly. So you want to find one that says sealed game and maybe just send him a message. Hey, is a comic book in there? And hopefully he won't look at it. Yes. Gonzo asked, is it a monthly membership? And it is the low cost of how much, JB?
$6.99.
$6.99. It's a cup of coffee, depending on how fancy you get your coffee. But it's definitely worth it, especially if you're serious about your collection. Plus, you can see the daily trends. It's not a spec site. It's not a spec website. It gives you an idea of what the market is exactly. It's like looking at the stock market, looking at the trends, and knowing what the key issues are, and knowing what prices are going for. And that's why I chose to partner with the CovrPrice guys, because they're honest, and they even say it right on the website. It says just about the sales data, and that's what it is. That's why we do our show. We do our show 2 days after the week, because we look past going back at the week, so they don't forecast going forward. But with anything else, it's a great tool to kind of see what things are being or affecting the market, right? And you kind of get a deal when you watch this show every week. You kind of have an idea what's coming next week, right? We all know High Republic is going to be in the CovrPrice top 10 next week, right? Right. I mean, if we looked at that daily Shakers movers list, it already sold 300 units in the aftermarket for High Republic #1. So we kind of have an idea what it is. $6.90 a month. It's a great tool. They have a team of professional developers doing it, and they have partnerships with 4 different websites, which I cannot name because of non-disclosure agreements, where they're able to mine data from not just the main one, eBay, which I probably just announced, but 3 other sites as well. My Comic Shop and eBay are the ones that we can mention, but also an auction site and another selling site. And they mine data from that on a daily basis. So when we have sales data, we have real sales data. I don't know where other places get their sales data from, because some of these apps, I don't know if they don't mine data. I mean, there's a team of engineers that work for CovrPrice that mine data. So a lot of places uses CovrPrice's sales information to mine data. Other places just purely pull it off of eBay because it's easy. All you do is do a search, and then you put in your criteria, and you can kind of do your own math in. But the team of engineers at CovrPrice, they mine data from 4 different sites. So, that's why you'll get some of these big sales that will pop up on Heritage and, God damn, I just named another one, but just undisclosed auction site, by the way. Sorry, man.
Don't ever rob a bank with this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
man.
Come on.
It's awful, man. So there you go, boys and girls. It is 7 o'clock. We killed 1 hour of your time, or you can say you guys, we entertain you for an hour. So if you like the video, make sure you do all that stuff that people ask for. You guys know what to do. I'm not going to ask for it because, you guys already know what it's about. But if you enjoy this kind of stuff, we will do it. You damn right I'm loose-lipped, James. I don't know if that's a compliment or a...
Yeah, really. There you go.
All right, all right. Any last words, Otto?
Yes, thank you very much for joining us on our first show for the Lords, or at least for me on the Lords of 2021. And guys, sub up, comment, share, and like all our videos here. Especially head over to 3 Men in the Basement. Make sure you sub up over there. We have a great show coming up tomorrow night. We have Vancouver comic book junkie joining us for the first time ever on our channel.
Hey, look at that. He just commented too. What perfect timing.
Perfect timing. So he's going to be joining us. We're going to be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We've got some giveaways. We've got some great news to talk about. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you very much. And make sure you go over there and smash those reminders on 3 Men in the Basement for our show tomorrow night. It's always been a pleasure hanging out with these two guys around up here, so awesome to see everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of which, Country Greek says JB is a love child of Sam Kinison and Casey Kasem.
Ooh, I like it. Very nice.
Any last words, JB?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. I'm so excited for this year. This list is amazing, and it's just a good time to hang out with you guys. If you're not familiar with me, go ahead and check out my channel at Discovery Bay Comics. I'm doing some pre-edited content, doing some stuff that TiVo used to do, kind of dropping some lists to the beats a little bit, doing a little bit like that. Check it out. I've dropped the link a few times, but I appreciate you having me on. And my tagline is, I've been using it since high school, don't forget, we had a good time.
There you go. Don't forget we had a good time, because he was probably too loaded to remember.
That's
but
right.
Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday for the year in retrospect, where the Shakers list, we're going to have Matt and John from CovrPrice join me, JB, Otto, and we're going to talk about the 110 biggest shakers of 2020. It's going to be huge. So probably Sunday around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific, right around that time. It'll probably go for a good 2 hours. We're going to be talking about the biggest shakers of the year. Matt has worked hard on this list. So we're going to look at the biggest 110, not 100, because we never do a top 10. So why would we do a top 100? It's got to be a little extra. So we got 110 books on Sunday night, so hopefully you guys can join us. Hopefully there's not enough for all the people who don't have playoff teams or who are gambling addicts can join us. And typically I don't like going live on Sundays. I didn't want to go up against football, but football season's over, so go Skins.
You got one more game in you.
Yeah, we got one more name. I don't expect much, but I would like to see Tom Brady get sacked by Chase Young.
That's a problem. That's the problem. So
he's a statue, dude. He can't move
great
at
show,
all.
guys.
He can't move at all. The man's a statue, man. Just sack him like twice. Just break a fibia. Sweep the leg. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't need
Sweep the leg.
All right, boys and girls. So thanks for joining us. We will see you guys Sunday for the huge look back on the year 2020 with our friends from CovrPrice.com. Till then, boys and girls, as we always say, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Now let's do this!
Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is update. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it! We're here! We're back!
Let's do a job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.